Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Helena and today we'll be doing an apartment hunting video. I'm going to move very soon, and last week I spent on viewing apartments here in Hong Kong, and today I'll be sharing 10 apartments with you. So I want to show everything, how it looks on the inside, what's the price, what's the size, and also maybe give some tips on moving and how to find apartments, how to deal with agent, what kind of fees you need to think of when you're moving, specifically in Hong Kong. So a little bit of a backstory. My landlord is increasing price, and it's a pretty big increase. It's 25% from what I'm already paying right now. And my apartment is about 260 to 170 square feet, which is about 25 square meters. It's pretty small, and I just took this chance to take a look what's on the market right now and maybe find something a little bigger, something a little brighter, something a little nicer. I've been living in Hong Kong for the past 7 years, and honestly I moved so many times, so I'm really familiar with how the process goes and what you need to keep in mind, what you need to look out for when you rent an apartment, and hopefully it's going to be useful for those who are looking for flats right now in Hong Kong, or maybe thinking about relocating to Hong Kong. I am locating in Sai Ying Pun area, and I really love this area because it's really convenient. It's close to Central. You have everything in the neighborhood. It literally takes about 25 to 30 minutes for me to walk from my home to Central, and it's pretty convenient. And at first I thought that I'll stick with this area because I quite like it, and I think it's one of the best choices, especially if you are an expat living in Hong Kong. And I also have a lot of experience living in different districts, and I know what I prefer. So I had a really limited time, only 1 week, to look for a flat and make my decision whether I want to stay in my current place or I want to move out. And most of the apartments that I checked out are located in Central and Western District, which is Central, Mid-Levels, Sheung Wan, Sai Ying Pun, HKU. And my requirements were 1 bedroom, new building, a relatively tall ceiling, size at least 260 square feet, nice looking bathroom, a lot of sunlight, high floor preferably, and a nice view. And I have to admit that I'm very picky, but it is what it is. I know what I want. And actually, after viewing some apartments this time, I figured that there are so many options right now on the market. Honestly, it wasn't that hard for me to find a place this time. I spent only 1 week and I fell in love with an apartment, and I'll show you that one, of course, later. But now let's start touring those 10 flats that I picked for you. I think those are the most interesting choices, and I'll give you as much information as I can on every single one. Let's go. The first apartment is located in Sai Ying Pun area. This is a 1-bedroom apartment. It's located on a high level, and the size is 270 square feet, and the asking price is 19,000 Hong Kong dollars. And that's a relatively new building. I think it's about 10 years old. You can see there is a tiny island in between the kitchen counter and the main living area. A little box right under the counter, that's the fridge. And even though there's plenty of the kitchen counter area so you can cook, but the fridge is so tiny. So basically freezer is just a little box on the top of the fridge. So it's open kitchen, it connects to the living area, and there is a balcony. The view was really nice. I think it's the west side. Bedroom is classically small. You can probably fit 1 queen size bed. The bathroom connects to the bedroom, I think not in the best way. So I don't think there is that much space for you to put anything in the bedroom aside from your bed. But if your bed is smaller than queen size, then I think you can fit maybe a little wardrobe right next to the bed. The bathroom feels very spacious. It has really nice marble tiles, large mirror with plenty of storage. This was the first apartment I viewed, and it has so much natural light coming into the place, and I absolutely love it. But the tiny fridge and tiny bedroom, those are 2 things that throw me off a little bit. So the next apartment is located in Central, and actually it's right on Hollywood Road, overlooking Peel Street. If you're familiar with the area, you know how crowded and busy it gets on Fridays and Saturdays. I was in the area and my agent asked if I want to take a look. I had no prior pictures, that's why I said, yeah, sure, let's go take a look. It's technically a studio, but they try to separate the space and create sort of a bedroom in there. It's a walk-up building. There's no elevator and you need to go about 4 to 5 stories up. The size is just above 300 square feet and the asking price is 16,000 Hong Kong dollars. So you can see there is a main living area. It's fairly nice. It was renovated some time ago. You even have some sunlight coming into your place, which is a rare thing if you live in Central. You can even see some nice view from the kitchen windows. The bathroom is bright and very simple. It's definitely perfect for one person who wants to get a decent place for a good price and live in Central area. And I think if I was maybe about 10 years younger, I would choose this place just because it's quite cool. I know that a lot of people really like living in Central because it's convenient. You can just go downstairs and you're already in the epicenter of Hong Kong. The next apartment is located in mid-levels. It's not Soho, it's much higher up and it's much quieter, nicer. Usually apartments in this area are pretty expensive. A lot of people want to live in mid-levels due to convenience. A lot of expats living here. It's about 280 square feet. It's bigger than my current place, but somehow it felt smaller. And the asking price is 20,000 Hong Kong dollars. This apartment also has a very nice view. There's a tiny balcony and this is the open kitchen, which is very, very small. And also one thing about Hong Kong is that a lot of people living in mid-levels, they probably don't have time to cook. So that's why kitchens in modern buildings are so tiny. It's basically just fridge, washer, a cooker and a sink, and that's pretty much it. There's not much counter space. So you can see that even the fridge is really tiny. And this is the bedroom with amazing view. I really like this ceiling to floor windows. They really open up the space and make it look a bit bigger. So this bedroom would fit one queen-size bed. I'm not sure about a wardrobe, maybe a tiny one, but bathroom is gorgeous, very beautiful marble tiles, nice finishes. Everything feels so modern and so nice. So this building is about 2 years old, so it's really new. This building also has a tiny clubhouse. There is no swimming pool, but one function room that you can book for private events and a tiny gym. The next apartment is also located in mid-levels and it's about 2 to 3 years old building. The apartment has one bedroom. The size is about 290 square feet and the asking price is 22,000 Hong Kong dollars. And the concept of this building is that every single place comes with built-in furniture. It already has everything inside, so you don't need to worry about it. And it's not an option for me because I have my own furniture. So yeah, this is what we are looking at. It's a one-bedroom apartment. It's located on high level. I think nobody actually lived in this place before. So if you're looking for a place and you don't want to spend time on buying furniture, that will be a great option for you. There's a queen-size bed, a decent view from the bedroom, a really nice closet with glass doors, a tiny balcony in the living room, and then there's also a balcony in the bathroom, and the bathroom looks so bright because there's a window in there. The living room is connected to an open kitchen. There's a tiny fridge, washer, even a little wine cabinet in here. So the space felt a little cramped because all the furniture was already installed. I think it's a decent place. It has a good amount of sunlight, but this is not something I'm looking for. The next apartment is located in the area closer to Kennedy Town, and the nearest MTR would be HKU station, and that's one of my favorite areas of Hong Kong. So this is a one-bedroom apartment. The size is 290 square feet and the asking price is 21,000 Hong Kong dollars. The first thing I noticed is that the floor and the finishing of the kitchen is pretty dark. So there is a washer, very limited counter space, which is not ideal. There is an amazing view, a gorgeous sea view. You can see it's a very bright apartment. There's a decent amount of sunlight coming into the space. Honestly, the ceiling felt a little short, especially for a person who is as tall as me. I'm 6 foot tall. So there was a furniture in this apartment, but the agent said that it can be removed. The bedroom is very tiny and it cannot fit a wardrobe, and that's the reason why the previous tenant put 2 wardrobes in the living area. There's a sliding door in between bedroom and the living space, and the bathroom that you can access from the bedroom. This bathroom surprisingly has a bathtub. It's not big, but it's still very nice considering that it's a luxury for Hong Kong. The apartment itself was very nice actually. I was really drawn to this view. I was already picturing myself sitting by the window and just looking outside all the time. But I just couldn't think of any way how to place my furniture without pushing my wardrobe or my dresser to the living space. And it's not ideal, so that was not the best option for me, unfortunately, even though the place is gorgeous. The next apartment is located in the same building, and the agent said that there's another vacant place, but it's a studio, and I just wanted to have a look. And the studio is located on one of the highest floors of the building, and the size is 307 square feet. The asking price is 21,000 Hong Kong dollars. Once I walked in, I saw this amount of sunlight coming into the place. It's beautiful. So there's a little kitchen and balcony with breathtaking view. I think it's a 30th something floor. And there are windows on the both sides of the room. A decent sized bathroom, a little old but very classy. There's shower instead of bathtub in this place, and there's a wardrobe here by the entrance. I'm not considering studio anymore because I feel like it's a little inconvenient for me. I'm already past the time when I used to sleep on the sofa bed. I don't have a sofa though, but I want to have a proper bedroom and I want to have a proper living room where I do everything else aside from sleeping. The next apartment is located in mid-levels. It's right above Soho, so it's not as crowded and touristy as some places closer to Hollywood Road. And this apartment is located in a walk-up building, but the place has a decent size. The size is 341 square feet, and the asking price is 19,000 Hong Kong dollars. So actually, I found this place on Facebook, and it was listed directly from owner, which means that I won't need to pay any agent fees. So the previous tenant was still living here when I was touring this apartment, but you can see how nice and clean the space is. This place was renovated just a few years ago. It's really low and it's surrounded by buildings, and you cannot see that much greenery or some blue skies or anything else. And I know that I would get very depressive in a place like this because I used to live in an apartment located like this close to the other building. The previous tenant was going to leave all the furniture here in the apartment, but they also told me that if I wanted to bring my own furniture, they could remove everything from the place. I really like the kitchen because there are practically 2 countertops and it's plenty of space for you to cook. And the bathroom has a shower and is very decent and bright. Actually, I really liked this place, but it's the lack of sunlight that became the breaking point for me. And the next apartment is located in one of the best areas of Hong Kong. It's Sheung Wan. I absolutely love that area. I spent so much time in there. A lot of my friends live in Sheung Wan. So this is one bedroom apartment. This one had a very decent size. It's 377 square feet, which is the biggest apartment that I viewed. And the asking price is 21,500 Hong Kong dollars. This one is probably at least 15 to 20 years old building, and this apartment is located on ground floor. Even though the building is located on the hill, so the ground floor doesn't feel like you are actually on the ground, but still it is on the ground floor, literally right by the concierge. There is an open kitchen also, a nice bright bathroom with a shower, and this place was recently renovated, so it looks kind of nice. There's a sofa left from the previous tenant, and one amazing thing is that this room has this little storage space that you can easily convert into a walk-in wardrobe, which I would personally do. And then on the right there is a bedroom, which is quite tiny, but it's still pretty good. And the thing that I really liked about this apartment was the wooden countertop in the kitchen. There's a washer, and there's also one really rare thing is the dishwasher. It's so rare in Hong Kong to have a dishwasher, and this one has it, and I was like, oh, a dishwasher would be really nice. But just generally, I didn't feel like home in this place, even though the apartment is really big and it's nice, but it still felt a little dark for me, so I decided to keep looking. After viewing all these apartments, I decided that I would go and take a look at a couple of places in the eastern part of Hong Kong Island. And the next apartment is located in Fortress Hill, about 10 minutes away from MTR station. So this is a one-bedroom apartment, and the size is 200 square feet. The asking price is 21,000 Hong Kong dollars. I was viewing this place on a rainy day, so that's why it seems so gloomy. The building is just a couple of years old. The floor is not very high, so you can see other buildings feel so tall comparing to this one. There's a tiny kitchen, nicely equipped, but probably not enough counter space for me. There's a very nice ceiling to floor window in the bedroom. I love the window, but there is not much to see from the window, honestly. The bathroom felt luxurious, like in a hotel. You can see all the marble tiles and finishes, and it's so bright and clean. I like the black finishes of the shower and the mirror. They feel so chic. This apartment also didn't feel like home for me. It felt a little dark and low, and I tend to choose the place based on how I feel when I walk in, so this wasn't it. And the last apartment that I'm going to show you guys today is located in Happy Valley. I decided to take a look of a couple of places in Happy Valley literally on the last day when I needed to make my decision. It's one bedroom apartment. The size is 316 square feet, and the asking price is 18,500 Hong Kong dollars. There is a really good amount of light coming into the space. There is a balcony, and the living room felt very small. Apartments in this building have very low ceiling, so that's why even 316 square feet feels like a very cramped and tiny space. There is a bathroom with a shower, very classy, modern finishes, nothing very special. The bedroom is very tiny. The built-in wardrobe is really good quality. I have plenty of storage space in here. I didn't really like the fact that the wardrobe is placed by the window. A nice view from the bedroom. And you can see that the living room is very tiny, as well as the kitchen. And an interesting fact, this apartment doesn't have a washer and a fridge. And the agent told me that the new tenant would need to buy a washer and a fridge or negotiate with the landlord and see if the landlord can help you to get these appliances. So overall, this place didn't feel that spacious and big because of the low ceiling, and I don't like the style of the kitchen. I prefer open kitchens much more, and I think it would make such a big difference if there was no wall between the kitchen and the living space. The low ceiling in this place was a breaking point for me, just because it felt so boxy and so small that I don't think I would feel very comfortable living in that apartment. So these are all the apartments I wanted to show you guys today, and the one I chose I'll show you in the next video, so stay tuned for that. And now I would like to give you just a couple of tips on how to approach the apartment hunting process in Hong Kong. When you start looking for places, I would suggest you to use two main sources. First is Spacious app. I think it's one of the best on the market for searching flats, either for sale or for rent. I think pretty much all of the listings on the Spacious app are published by the agencies and agents. So when you contact the person who listed the apartment, you will get connected to an agent. The second resource that you can use for apartment hunting would be Facebook Marketplace. If you get lucky, you can find an apartment directly from the landlord, which means that you will skip the agency fees. So let's say you already found a place that you like and you would like to proceed with an offer to the landlord. Just keep in mind that most of the landlords ask your business card, letter of employment, or contract. Some of them are asking about tax return and bank statements. The standard practice in Hong Kong is 2-year contract, 1 year fixed and 2nd year flexible. That means that you will have to stay in that apartment for the duration of the first year and you cannot break the contract. If you want to break the contract in the first year, you will have to pay the rest of the rent until the end of the year as per contract. And after the first fixed year, the 2nd year contract can be terminated at any point, so you will just need to give 1 month or 2 month notice to your landlord depending on the contract. When you prepare to rent an apartment, you need to keep in mind all the fees that you'll need to pay in advance. First will be 1 month rent. Second is 2-month rent, and that will be your deposit. And the landlord will pay you back the deposit when you move out of the apartment. Third is the agency fee, which is split evenly between the landlord and the tenant. And the agency fee is 1 month rent divided by 2. So you'll pay only half as an agency fee. And fourth is stamp duty. That is government fee that is also split in between the landlord and the tenant. And I'm not sure how exactly it's calculated, but based on my experience, it's around 300 to 600 Hong Kong dollars, and it's only one-time payment. Also, it's a common practice in Hong Kong for the landlord to allow their new tenant to stay for 1 or 2 weeks rent-free period. So you have your right to ask for at least 1 week of free rent period, so you can move in and settle down first. It's not that common in Hong Kong to come across some fake agents, but sometimes that happens. So I would suggest you to get a name card from your agent and check his license number. There's a website in Hong Kong, I will link it down below, and you can check whether that person is licensed or whether their license is still valid. I think this is all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you find this video useful. If you have any questions on apartment hunting or moving, you can ask them in the comment section below, and stay tuned for the new apartment reveal. Bye.